Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, the Hax Guy from NYC Razor here, and today I'm here with Week 2 of Season 3 of the NPL, and this week we are going up against the Green Bay Palkias, coached by one of my really good friends, Michael, aka Lando Bandit. Go check out his channel, the link will be in the description down below. Go check out the NPL channel as well, and you can see both sides of this battle. So, looking at just the general team matchup between our teams, he had a variety of big offensive threats that hurt my team a lot. Zapdos, Hawlucha, Mamoswine, Keldeo, Hydreigon, Mega Aerodactyl, and as you can see by his team right here, he didn't bring a lot of those offensive threats. And the stuff that he did bring threw me a bit off guard because I didn't think he would bring that. I did expect a Zapdos, I did expect the Mew. Hawlucha I sort of expected, but these three, Quagsire, Snorlax, and Whimsicott, I didn't expect to see that much, just because of how much coverage my team has for them. But he brought them anyway, so that threw me a bit off guard. And as for my team matches up with his pretty well, if I can especially deal with his offensive threats. And to do that, I brought a very special Mega Altaria set, which is Cotton Guard, Roost, Hyper Voice, and Flamethrower. Basically, once I get a Cotton Guard up, none of his team can do any damage to me. I've tried it out in a lot of exhibition battles before this game. Things like Mamoswine, Mega Aerodactyl, Hydreigon, Keldeo, they couldn't touch me. And I can 1 to 2 hit KO all of them with a Hyper Voice or a Flamethrower. And then I also have a couple unsnare things, such as my Conkeldurr, which is a bulk up leftovers Conkeldurr to deal with names like Mamoswine and Hydreigon, and then just sort of be special defensive / physically defensive hard hitting wall. Then I also have an offensive Roserade with Aromatherapy. It's got a Life Orb, and it's a bulky special attacker. I don't have any speed in it. It has Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and I believe HP Fire. And then I have a physically offensive Metaletta with Relic Song, Close Combat, Knockoff, and Zen Headbutt, because it also deals with a lot of big offensive threats on his team, and also takes care of his walls as well. I have a Skull, Toxic, Rest, Sleep Talk, Stalling Suicune, just to be a good defensive wall against a lot of his things. Then I have a Choice Scarf Excadrill with Iron Head, Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Rapid Spin, pretty standard, with Mold Breaker, because I don't have any sand. And it hits Hydreigon with Earthquake, so that's really good for me. So, I guess let's get into the battle. Alright, so he is going to start off with his Zapdos. I'm going to start off with my Roserade. And right here, I wanted to see if he had Heat Wave, so I switched into Conkeldurr, and he just goes for a normal Volt Switch. And I can't tell yet if it's defensive or offensive. Now here he's going to go into Hawlucha, and predicting a Sky Attack or an Acrobatics, I did switch into my Suicune. And he switched out into Zapdos, which was a really good prediction. Him put me in a pretty hard spot. And now I'm going to go into my Roserade here, predicting the Volt Switch yet again. And this time he is going to go out into his Mew. Not wanting to take some sort of Stall Breaker, Mew, Psychic Attack, I switch into my Metaletta. It does pretty decent damage. I am Assault Vest, so it hit my defense, so it did more damage than it probably would have. And here I'm going to go for Relic Song, revealing that I am Metaletta Pirouette, physically attacking, so he is going to switch out of his Snorlax, and I'm just going to go for a knockoff, which is going to be good. And apparently his Zapdos was an offensive Choice Scarfer, so that was pretty good for me to get rid of. And now I'm going to get a Serene Grace Zen Headbutt Flinch, and he's going to switch out into his Quagsire. And Quagsire, being the defensive wall that he is going to eat up those Zen Headbutts. Not wanting to take a Scald or an Earthquake or a Toxic, I'm going to switch right back into my Roserade. He's going to go for an Earthquake. That's going to do some good damage to me, though. And he's going to heal up, and right here, I'm just going to go for a Sludge Bomb. Try to get a Poison. I don't get anything. Possibly an Immunity Storm for that, possibly Thick Fat, I'm not sure. Here, I'm going to go for Giga Drain. I'm going to get a crit. I got a lot of health back, but then I'm going to take recoil damage, and he's going to kill me with the Body Slam. Now, I go into my Mega Altaria, and I'm going to set up a Cotton Guard. And right here, Snorlax is going to go for a Heavy Slam. It's going to crit. And my Mega Altaria is dead. Normally, that Heavy Slam probably would have 2 to 3 hit KO'd my Mega Altaria with the +3 defense. And I would have at least killed it with 1 Hyper Voice if I lived. And he didn't have anything else on his team that probably could have killed me before I could have roosted up. And basically right here is the point where I lose the battle because of another crit involving a Snorlax. Like if you saw my Season 2 videos, you would know that I set up with a Cursed Snorlax and I got critted by an Explosion Registeel. I was at about +4 or 5 and it killed me. So yet another crit involving a Snorlax that pretty much screwed me over. And it was really sad to see because this thing basically would have killed his entire team and I would have 5-0'd him. So I don't know what happened. I honestly don't. And it's just very disheartening for me. It's very sad. But gotta move on, whatever. And basically from this point I lose control of the entire match and nothing good really happens. So here he's going to go into Mew. I'm going to go for a Drain Punch because I don't really have anything else to do at this point. Now he's going to go for a Shy Slock. It's almost going to kill me. I'm just going to go for a Knockoff, see what happens. And it doesn't even kill. I'm going to get rid of his Life Orb, which doesn't really help me in the long run. I'm going to go for Mach Punch, doesn't kill either. He's going to go for Roost. And at this point, I lose. So at this point, nothing actually happens. He's just going to keep roosting. He's going to kill me. And that's all that's going to happen. I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into my Suicune, which is defensive. And I'm going to start firing off some Scalds. And he's going to go into I'm going to fire off Toxic first, actually. And now, I know his Quagsire is unaware for my sweepers. So I'm just going to go hit it with the Scald. He's going to hit me with the Toxic. Doesn't really bother me because I can just rest it up. And I'm going to keep hitting him with Scalds because it's going to get him really low and I can deal more damage than he can recover off with the Scald and the Toxic. So that's really good for me. Knowing that he's going to switch out, he is going to go into his Whimsicott, which I'm going to Toxic because I knew he would switch out because he doesn't want to take the Toxic damage. Here I'm going to switch out into Conkeldurr, take this Giga Drain because I know that Suicune would not appreciate it. And here I'm going to go into my Excadrill, and I'm just going to fire off an Iron Head. It's going to do a lot of damage to that Hawlucha, but now that it's Citrus Berry, it's going to do a lot of damage to me. It's going to go for Drain Punch, it's going to get its health back. I wasn't predicting a Citrus Berry Hawlucha, but it did scare me, and I knew that even with the Scarf I would be able to outspeed it. Predicting the rest here, he does go for a sub. And now another little bit of hacks that did happen. I know it doesn't really matter that much because it would have killed me anyway, but I'm going to Sleep Talk, and I'm not going to get the Scald to break his sub at all. And he's basically just going to hit KO my Suicune, get all his health back, yada yada yada. And basically at this point I just lose the match, and I lose the match. So I'm finally going to break his sub. He's going to kill me with another Drain Punch. And then I'm just going to go and Melwetta here. He's going to hit him with the Acrobatics, dead. Going to Excadrill, hit with the Drain Punch, dead. And that is the game. So I did lose 6-0. And honestly, it was the Mega Altaria crit. I'm not going to sugarcoat or anything. I usually don't get upset at matches. I usually don't. Usually when I lose, I'm like, okay, good game. This match, I cannot do that because literally the only reason he won is because he crit my Mega Altaria with the +3 defense, because that Heavy Slam would have maybe done like around 30 to 40%. I probably could have killed, I'm pretty sure I could have killed it with a Hyper Voice, and then I could have roosted up and gotten to +6, where the Heavy Slammers would have only done 20 to 25%, which I did check. And yeah, So that's really disheartening for me. I thought I would have such a good matchup going in after the exhibition battles, but he did bring stuff that I didn't expect to see, which is good on his part, such as just the Whimsicott and Snorlax and Quagsire. I did originally have Grass Knot on my Meloetta for the Quagsire, but after playing about 2 or 3 exhibition matches and not seeing Quagsire, I took it off for Zen Headbutt. And yeah, so that's gonna be the game. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to leave a like at this video if you enjoyed. Please leave a comment down below or subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Also, go check out the NPL National Pokeball League channel, which will be in the description below. Go over there. You can see all the matches, the recaps, the power rankings. You can see everything over there. Game of the weeks, all of it. Just go there, subscribe, support the NPL, and thanks for watching. Peace out.